Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It has been way too long. I haven't had any progress on the bug. I actually took off, today is Friday, I took off this whole week and I took off all next week to work on the bug. I had been doing some house projects. We were finishing our basement, so that kind of took up all of my time and I haven't had time to really do anything. So I got out here, I did a repair, and it was such a complete and utter pain in the ass that I did not record it. It is the mount location for the hood prop spring. It was way above my skill level. It wasn't fun. So now I have run out of welding gas, so I cannot finish that repair. So I'm going to go get more gas tomorrow, but I didn't want to waste going 40 minutes one way today when I have very limited time anyway. So we are going to replace this. We've got the new section there. I figured I could go through prep stuff while I don't have gas to weld with. So what I'm gonna do is come in here, knock out all these spot welds. Actually, I'll probably just cut this right below this line and then come back on the other side and grind out that metal. That way I'm not messing with this and it'll be exactly the way that it was. I'll come in, remove all of this seam sealer on the inside area right in there on the inside of the wheel well. I started removing seam sealer and there was rust underneath of it, so I think I am going to continue with the plan of removing all of the paint, all of the seam sealer that I can access on this car, just so I know that I am taking away as much rust as possible. Especially for like this area here. The two seams together are starting to rust from the inside out, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, let me get, I don't know, I guess a game plan of how I'm going to do this. I need to get underneath, see how it attaches. It looks like it just, maybe that might be seam sealer. It looks like it just butts up against right here. It goes on the outside of this and then is welded to it. And then it looks like it stops right about here. So there's gonna be some rusty metal that I need to, I guess that's part of the nose cone, which I can kind of fab some in there. Cut out a square, rectangle, something like that, put it in there. So let me grind away all of this seam sealer and get to the underside, get a game plan, and I'll bring you back. Alright, so I got that cut out. The easiest way that I found was to take the sanding disc and put it right where I thought the spot welds were and just weaken that metal and then take it and turn it and it just pops off. This next part is going to be difficult because this needs to come off, but it is attached with spot welds in here and then also on top in there. So I need to save the bottom since that's part of the front nose cone, which I need to repair also, but I don't want to deform it any more than it is. So I don't know how. I'm thinking probably the easiest way is the finger sander. Get in there, do the same. Oh, sorry, shitty camera work today. Get in there and do the same thing like I did out here. Just weaken the metal and hope that it will pry off. I started prying out some of the seam sealer, behind the seam sealer, look at the amount of rust. There's I guess a drain hole that was covered in seam sealer with dirt underneath of it. So it was the same on this side, not as rusty, at least by the hole. So still got a lot of work to do. It'll be nice to get in here and sandblast all of this, get it to nice fresh metal again, make sure there's no other damage. Right in here there's pinholes, which hopefully won't be too bad of a fix. Looks like the metal is kind of solid around it, so hopefully it doesn't blow out when I go to patch it. So yeah, I will try to figure out what I'm doing in this spot, and then I will bring you back. Hey guys, back again. Brought the car outside, did a little bit of sandblasting. It worked pretty well. I would suggest, if you pick up, well, maybe even any sandblaster, but definitely the Harbor Freight sandblaster, make sure you get all of the seam sealer off, or as much as you can. If it's real thin, it comes off fairly easy, but even for that amount of thickness, it wouldn't touch it. So I would suggest going in and scraping off as much as you can before you start. I had started scraping some of it off, and it seemed to help a little bit. So but yeah, it worked fairly well. I've seen a lot of comments where everybody bashes the Harbor Freight sandblaster, but for myself, I didn't have any problems with it. I filled it up. Yeah, when it gets low, you have to shake the tank a little bit to get it to settle into the bottom, but I mean, that's only when it was low, so I didn't have any problems with it clogging. Maybe using different material to blast with will clog it up easier, I'm not sure, but I'm using the Black Diamond, what is it, coal slag, I believe. It's a fine grit, so it worked really well. I started messing around right there where I had scraped off most of the undercoating. It also does not really do well with the undercoating. It will take it off. You can see there it blasted the line off, but you use so much media trying to get that thick stuff off. It's better off to just go through, scrape it somehow. Somebody in the comments had said, in a previous video, had said that if you take take a torch with a scraper and just scrape it off. Myself, the wire wheel does fairly well when it is really cold out. It gets brittle and snaps off without melting from the wire wheel. So yeah, it did good. So come on, camera. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to sandblast anymore at the moment. I just wanted to clean up this area so I can do the repair. Still could have used hitting that a little bit more, but for what it is, I think it's okay. Got the underside. That came out fairly well, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to use that sandblaster to do all of this, including the interior. I will not do the exterior panels that can be seen. I'll do the wheel wells, the underside, everything like that, but I don't want to warp any of these panels. They may not be very straight, who knows, but I don't want to make them any worse. So it's going well. Making progress. This is the second week now. First week I barely filmed anything. I did not film any of the repair over there. It turned out like hot garbage. Luckily it will not be seen. My skill level is just not there yet. But I did start recording taking out this section here, so I can hopefully put a video together. So let me clean up, put you on charge because the cold has killed all 3 of my batteries for the GoPro, and then I will wheel this thing back in after I blow everything off really well, and then start working. We are back in the garage. So I'm in here picking out some more of the seam sealer, and that is what I was talking about, how the rust gets underneath of it. So I'm glad that I am definitely taking all of this down. Easiest way that I found, I'm sure there may be other ways, but I don't know. I'm just taking a sharpened screwdriver and scraping it off, and then I can come back with the wire wheel and hit it enough to where it'll go away. Also, there's 2 spots that are brazed. Actually, I think 6 spots in total. 2 here, I'm not sure why. 1 there. Part of 1 there. 1 there, and I think there's 1 underneath that pile of seam sealer. Why? If you know why, please put it in the comments. I would like to know. I mean, I don't know why. It's spot welded there, so what's the point of adding those 2 little spots there along with this spot here? There's 2 spot welds right below it, so what's the point of that? Rather strange. But yeah, you can definitely see how good the sandblaster worked. I should have taken those covers off. I still need to hit all of this again. There's still more in there that I need to hit, along with all of that. So I'm going to continue picking away at the seam sealer, get this whole area prepped and nice. I need to come back right here and fix all of this damaged metal before I even attempt to put the new spare tire tray in here. So yeah, I'll get this cleaned up and I will bring you back. Alright, so back again for another day. I've gotten this all prepped, cleaned up, did what I need to do. Got the replacement piece stripped of the paint. There is a blowout right here. I'm going to repair this before I put that piece on the inside, because it'll be a little bit easier to get to it. I'm thinking the easiest way for me to do this, I made a template or a replacement piece of metal. I'll stick it in right here. It'll be flush with this outer skin, and then I can go from the back and weld it in and grind it down and make it all pretty. I didn't want to try and cut that out and do all that mess. So this may not be the correct way to do it, but it's going to be the easiest way for me, and it will be just as fine. So I will set you up, tack that in place, and then get to welding it all in. Hey, might help if I turn the gas on. Alright, don't look at those. It's not pretty. Let's move to the inside so I can do the major blowout section. There's also one little pinhole there. I'm gonna try to fill that in without it blowing out. Well, I think that's pretty good. I've got to go back and fill in pinholes and such like that, but for the most part, I think it's gonna work out good. I still need to come in and grind all of that, but I will do that off camera because y'all don't need to watch a bunch of grinding. So after I finish this section here, fill that in a little bit, grind it back a little bit more, go out and grind the other side. Then I can put a little bit more prep in here. I put some rust converter in those corners It's really rusted. It's not rusted through. It's just on this inside piece. Rust was really bad underneath of the seam sealer that was in this corner. So I put rust preventative in there and rust converter, whatever you want to call it. I will come back and seam seal that really well. I will also put a little bit of seam sealer there just in case I miss any pinholes. Do the same for this side, but other than that, the rest of it is in pretty good shape. Except for this. But the new piece goes over top of it, so I'll come up from below, put some weld in there, fill that in. I wish that I could have gotten a whole new section right here, but I didn't want to replace that whole nose cone. It doesn't need it except for a little bit of pitting and rust holes here. So I will not be able to work anymore today. I've gotten called into work, unfortunately. So I will hopefully be able to come out for the next couple days after today. Thanksgiving is this week, so that will also be a day that I won't be able to work out here. So having 2 weeks off from work, I was hoping that I would get a lot of footage, but I did not want to rush this repair. So it's going slower. The video isn't as long as I would like, but I didn't want to just throw together a video. I know that in the other videos I said that I was going to go back to uploading every week, and it's been about a month or more since I've put out a video. So life has been crazy. Doing the home remodel, or not remodel, but finishing the basement has taken a lot of my time, so this was put on hold. It's also extremely cold out here. I've had the heat running for the past week or more, and it barely keeps up. So yeah, I will be back tomorrow, hopefully. All right, so I ended up getting called out of work. I didn't have to go in after all, so I am back out here working more. I got this section ground down. It doesn't look factory, but it holds, and filled in the hole. 3 little pinholes to take care of. This isn't too pretty. I didn't want to grind away too much and then the weld not be any good. Also pinhole there, but I'll come back, fill that in, grind it, make it look nice. So I now have this fit in here where it needs to go. I got the holes for the spot welds drilled or punched out. So yeah, now I need to put a couple tacks in, let that fall some more. When it is in, the back needs to go up. So I believe what I will do is tack one on this side, tack one on that side, and then I will go back and put a couple tacks along that back there. So
air compressor cannot keep up. It's gonna be a long, slow process. It's working good though. Coming out very nice. Hopefully it's not tearing up your lens. Alright, well, air compressor's low again, so I'll bring you back once I've knocked out a good bit.
Well, it's a couple days later. I got the spare tire well in. It went pretty decent. I did not get this up quite high enough. I had it clamped. The stupid vice grips came loose. So it shifted down a little bit. I don't think it's an issue. It would still line up with the hole. I mean, it's a 1/4 of an inch, if that. I did more sandblasting. Got the front and this side. That is the horrible repair that I did. It is what it is. My skill level is just not where it needs to be to do that type of repair. Mainly, and it wasn't even the welding, it was the cutting this piece from the other shell and being able to cut out the bad here on this body and then making the new piece from the other body fit in there exactly. That was really difficult. I didn't really know how to go about that, and it turned out really bad. There were really big gaps in some spots, and it was really tight fitting in others. So I ended up having to put pieces on top. It's not pretty, but it is, I mean, it's strong, so I don't think it'll be an issue. I'll grind some of this weld back a little bit more just to make it not so noticeable, but it is in the trunk area. You won't really see it. I'm gonna have a coverall on this anyway, so not the way that I wanted to do it, but for my skill set, it was the best that I could do. So yeah, time to move on to the next spot. So I guess the last time I was out here, I ground that back to see the damage. A little bit of a hole there. I didn't really worry about sandblasting this just because I can take the wire wheel and hit that. It was also incredibly cold the day that I was sandblasting, so there's that. So I went back to the yellow body again and got this. It will go right here. Main reason I did that is for the curve. I didn't want to have to try and replicate that. I think this piece was from about right here, so that'll give me plenty. I'll be able to make a flat patch for this, and then I can just weld that in. So still got a little bit of cleaning up to do on this piece here. It's in fairly decent shape. It was a little bit of rust damage here at the bottom that I cut off. You can see it there on the back. So I will probably patch that before I put it on, if I even use that far down. So I don't know what I want to do. Let's do this. This video is already fairly long. I had 2 weeks off from work. It is now the week after and I am back at work, but yeah, so I'm going to end this video here. It was a good 2 weeks off for the most part. There was a lot more hiccups than I thought. The spare tire well gave me a little bit of a fight. The hinge location piece, whatever you want to call that, gave me a lot of fight and really put me in my place. I was going pretty good on the bus and some of the other repairs that I was doing on the bug until I got to that spot, and it really showed me that I have no idea what I am doing. I never claimed to know that. I never claimed to know what I was doing. I'm just kind of going into this and learning as I go. With that said, I think it turned out decent and it will be strong, and I don't think I will have to worry about it again. If this was a show car and a more desirable car, I probably would go through and try to fix it better, but it is a 73 shell on a 72 chassis, so not that worried about it. For my first car anyway to be learning on, it is what it is. I think it's good enough. So the bus, I want to try not to have that mentality to where I just slap it together, because the bug was going to be the one that I waited until I learned how to weld, do the body fabrication or metal fabrication, but it didn't work out like that. I am out of space in this garage. I need to finish this bug up and get it out of my way. That way I can have more room for that green beauty over there. So bugs are going good. I need to do a little bit more that I know of. I've got this section here to repair. I'm sure some pinholes will pop up along the heater channel in there. And then one of the main spots that I need to, or that I know of that I'm gonna have to repair, is here. This section over there, and I'm sure stuff will pop up under that because I can see rust from here. So that is probably going to be the next hard project. Luckily the yellow body, all of that is intact, so I will be cutting it off to put onto this one. It sucks that the yellow body was as bad as it was in certain spots. This whole quarter panel had been T-boned and it was all fiberglass. It was, or not fiberglass, but Bondo. And it was rather thick Bondo, so I wasn't going to attempt to fix that on that body. So got this one. It was free and fairly rust free for the most part. So there is sand everywhere. All along there, you can see it just sitting everywhere. And that was after I took the air gun and blew everything off. So look at how thick that is. Yeah, that stuff gets everywhere. So that's going to be fun to clean up. It's all in the heater channels now, but it's not too big of a deal right now because I am going to sandblast the entire inside of this. Get it all down to bare metal. I will also sandblast inside of these little triangles, just to kill any rust that may be in there from the death foam. Then I need to come in, sandblast all of this, fix the captive nuts for the fenders, and who knows what is under here. Also, I've been wanting to put that deck lid on here. I can't bring myself to mess up that sweet patina though. If I can find another of that year, I'll definitely stick it on this. The back shroud won't be the same, but it is what it is. This I will most likely have to replace. That is crunched in right there. Got some pitting and dent there. It's really dented here. If I was better with a hammer and dolly, I'd try to fix it myself, but I'm not, so I've got to go with replacement metal. But all of this back here looks to be in decent shape. I'm probably gonna have a blow through there, possibly back here, definitely over there, but that's the inside that we knew of. Everything else looks to be in good shape. Heater channels look good, except for right at the end there. I'm sure I'll have to patch that. But for the most part, I think they look okay. But yeah. Oh, hey guys. My new replacement panels came in. So let's fix this bus. Now these panels were extremely expensive, so I have got to do this repair perfect because I don't want to waste this precious metal. So let me get the welder out here. You see that? I've got those welding settings just dialed right in. Oh, maybe I didn't have the settings dialed in. Let's try that again. That is turning out beautifully. I mean, once I'm done, you won't even know that anything was repaired. What do you think? Florida next? Maybe. Right there. Get the orange for the orange bus. Yeah, let's do that. Well, hey, look at that fine craftsmanship. But what happens when you come to a spot like this? Just tap on her. Don't worry about that stuff that's fallen. Just pretend like you didn't see that. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, just don't watch that. Now see, we're just filling in the gravel. That's one of the perks of having this vehicle is it gives you free filler. That is a top-notch repair, if I do say so myself. Let's get a wide view of that. Look at that beauty. Now, if you're wondering where to find some high-quality metal repair panels like this, there's... I don't go to the city very often, but there's these weird spots where people gather and park their cars. I think they call them parking lots. I was sitting there one day and I saw all of that nice metal, and I figured they don't need it. So now I got some repair panels. But no, seriously, all joking aside, this is just a quick, dirty repair. This bus is going to be hopefully on the road very soon. Figured I would, you know, cover up the rust so that nobody could see that it was there. But yeah, I got the carb in there a while back, rebuilt that. I've yet to go get gas to even put in the tank, so I figured while I was waiting for the garage to warm up, I'd mess around with doing this. And I mean, it's really ghetto and not the correct way at all to do a repair, but this is going to be a project for a long time from now, once the other bus and bug are complete. So I just wanted something to cover up the rust. That was really the biggest rust hole. There's a small one there, and pretty much same spot on this side of the dog leg. A little bit on the bottom of the door, small section right there. But for the most part, she's a pretty solid bus. Inside floor is perfect. So yeah, I just wanted to patch up that big long wall section. I think I could get a repair panel for it for like 40 bucks, but I know that if I go and purchase that and start doing it, I'm gonna want to repair everything, and I don't need to be tearing apart another vehicle until I get the others together. So that is just a quick little how not to do something video. Hey guys, quick little insert video into this video that I'm making now. I am on the road again, and we're headed to pick up another Porsche 944. The listing says it's a parts car, which is why I'm getting it, but it also says that it's an 87, but from the dash and other parts of it, I believe it's an 83, 84, somewhere around in there, which is perfect for what I need. It's got 90% of the body panels that I need, fenders, the rear quarters that I need to replace on fenders on the red car that I need, and then I have to replace the rear quarters on the white car. So I have the one parts car already. It does have the passenger side quarter that I need, but the other one is already cut off, so that's why I'm getting this car, along with fog lights, airbox, all the other random stuff that would cost me an arm and a leg to buy separately. Just for I think a fog light on eBay, it's like 75 to 100 bucks, somewhere around in there. So doing it this way will be the cheaper way in the long run. So I will bring you along when I get there. Hopefully the gentleman won't mind. Hopefully the gentleman will not mind me recording loading the car. It does not have any wheels, so I think he's going to use a forklift to put it on the trailer for me. So if not, then I will see you when I am at home unloading the trailer. Well, as you saw in the video, she's home, off the trailer. I don't think there was really any damage. The fog light, I think, was the only casualty, sadly, but that looks like it may have already been broken, so we'll go with that. Yeah, this is definitely a parts car. The fenders, they'll be going to the red car, seeing as both sides are destroyed. The lower part of the front bumper will go to the white car. See how bad that one is. And then hopefully, well, I can't really use this quarter, which is the main one that I needed. Kind of sucks. But it looks like the tree that fell on it tried to make it into a 911. Kind of has that look now. Still need to figure out how I'm going to get the damn chain off of it. I guess once I take the stuff off the front, I can just take the tractor and push it a little bit. This quarter over here has a little bit of a crinkle, but for the most part it is okay. The one on that car is in way better shape, so I'll be using that. This is also a non-sunroof car, which is pretty cool. And check out the headliner. Here, let's go in from the door. The headliner is damn near perfect. Incredibly nice. The visors are a little to be desired, but I mean, it's got parts. I'm going to use the door cards, probably all of the interior carpet that I can, mainly because the interior on the white car is disgusting. This one is too, but I think it's more savable than what's in that one. It's got a sweet radio in there. Nice hood. Nice front cowl. So lots of parts that I will be able to use. Lots of parts. Another computer. So let's see. Oh yeah, the hood release is down there on these cars. Hood release there. Trunk release there. Blaupunkt. That will definitely be going into my red car. I will save as much of this as I can. All the parts that are in any kind of decent shape. Oh, let me, gotta make sure you shut your door so the rain doesn't get in, you know. But I'll save as many parts as I can. Oh look, came with a free hood prop. There we go. It has no gas struts at all. They are gone. So the white car, I need this air box. A lot of this actually. This has a lot of corrosion on that head. No idea about the engine. Guy said that he has never heard it run. I'm pretty sure the father had a retirement plan, getting old cars, fixing them up, and then selling them. I believe there are more of these that I will be trying to get. Any complete cars I probably won't take, mainly because I want them for the parts. A lot of the body panels and such cannot be bought. new because nobody makes them. So I'm going to try to score the ones that need work, and I will save as many parts on them as I can. But no idea on anything about the condition of the engine. Looks like those little things down in there, see it? Right at the end of my finger. That's what I'm fighting on getting out on the white car. That is the crank position sensor and reference sensor. So yeah, this car will be cannibalized to save the red and white one. So I figured I'd do a little quick update on dropping it off at the house. I am still in the process of editing the most recent video I did working on the bug. So you will see me, you will see this video in that video. So I will see you in a couple seconds. So the super clean giveaway, we finally had somebody comment on the video, and since they were the only one to comment, they win the super clean. So that is Tossed Cookies 8288. I will contact Super Clean and let them know to send out your prize. Hopefully we can do more giveaways in the future. I think that would be pretty cool. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I know that I haven't uploaded anything in a hot minute, and I am sorry about that. Life has been crazy. We've been doing some work on the house. I think I said this earlier in the video. We finished part of our basement. And then with the holidays and everything like that, it's been hectic, so I haven't been able to get out here like I wanted. So hopefully now that I have better heat, I've got like four types of heat out here now. I've got the little heater, I've got the AC/heat, which blows out lukewarm at best, even though it's set on 85. I've got the wood stove. I need a better setup for the pipe. Right now I just run it out of the window, and that's kind of sketchy. Also, I need to be able to move it out more, but I've got my engine, my jack, like 4 engines over here. I've run out of room, so I can't pull that out and use it because I don't feel like burning everything up. And then I've got the little propane heater that didn't want to stay lit, so kind of rigged it up to make it stay lit. It's sketchy, but hey, keeps me warm. It's currently 59 out here, but it was like 12 degrees earlier, so it's been rather cold, and it makes me not want to come to the garage because cold feet and fingers just don't, yeah, they don't go very good. So but yeah, with that, thank you to all the new subscribers. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button, comment, like. Everything helps out a little bit, so it doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out, and I definitely appreciate it. So I will catch y'all in the next one. Hopefully it'll be knocking that section out over there and possibly moving to the 2 back pieces where the seat goes. After this bug is done, it is going to be back on the bus in full force. I want to knock this bus out and be able to enjoy it. I've got dog legs for both sides, inner and outer, and then I am going to here soon order the front inner valance. The crappy Brazilian one that I have, I was not happy with it, so I didn't want to attempt to put it on there. So I want to do this one right, stop buying the crappy metal. I still need to buy the windshield shroud, and then I need to try and find a windshield along with a windshield for the bug, which from my research does not seem easy. So yeah. All right, well, I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.